Hi guys, as I promised, I wanted to go ahead and give you just a little bit about what led up to my mother unaliving herself. I am at work, so I'm going to use maybe 15-20 minutes of my break to actually kind of go through this. Today I'm in the field that I am due to mental illness, but it's a healing process for me. So to really start this off, I've tried to record this video so many different times, it's unbelievable. I've either broke down crying because it's an emotional roller coaster that it doesn't matter if 5, 10, 20 years happen to go by, it still hits the same as if it just happened. I had a wonderful childhood. The only thing that I knew was my mom, my aunts and uncles, and my cousins that were a part. We were such a large family that my cousins always felt like my brothers and sisters. And my mom was she was one of many children herself. My grandparents, we called them Nanny and Pappy. They together had 10 children, and those 10 children, I mean, come on now. The math is mathin', you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I am one of 89 to 90 something grandkids, great-grandchildren, great-great-great-grandchildren. I mean, my grandmother lived actually to be 93. There's a lot of us. My mom was the baby of the family out of my grandparents. So I was very close with my grandmother and my grandfather, because I didn't have both parents. I was one of the few cousins that did not get the luxury of having both parents in the home. And you know, actually, if you look at it statistically, for each one of my cousins to have both parents involved in their lives and different things like that, I mean, to only have maybe just a couple of us without both parents in the home was really, really rare. I mean, but with that being said, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents while my mom worked. When I was little, I did not realize, but my mom was actually preparing me in some weird way, almost because she knew that she would never grow old. I can remember as a little girl her saying certain things that were not normal, and I understand that those conversations that she had with me, of course, were not appropriate to actually say to a 3-year-old. Before I go any further, these videos that I'm putting out, they're gonna trigger. They are triggering. I mean, be warned. If you need help, please reach out. Please, your life is way worth it. There are people that love you. There's people that care about you. Even if you think it's just a friend, there are people that love you. Sorry, ADD kicking in. Mental health. My mom was, God, her laughter chokes me up, because her laughter filled a room. Her presence filled a room. When she spoke, when she said something, she meant it. I mean, what she said, she did. I loved how raw she was, how She wore her heart on her sleeve. And yes, she was rough around the edges, but I loved every bit of it. And I didn't know anything else. That's the way that I was raised. I'm sorry that, you know, if some of these videos kind of feel a little off, I did try to make some notes to where I can stay on track. But it started really young. She would ask me certain questions when I was little. Hey, you know, April, what would you do if something ever happened to me? A 3 or a 4-year-old at the time. I was 3 or 4. I didn't know how to respond to the only parent I knew. So, I mean, of course I would tell her, you know, like, what would you do if something happened to mommy? What, you know, what if mommy was accidentally hit by a car? You know, in my little bitty mind at that time, I'm thinking, okay, well, I guess I'll just wait for the next one. Screwed up. I mean, I don't think people are comprehending, like, look, y'all, my life, I'm 40 years old. I could make Stephen King look like a fucking Disney Channel, okay? I'm not joking. But I didn't fall into the statistic. My father wasn't around. He spent 27 years in prison. 27. My mother, I didn't realize she was actually an addict. Back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, early 90s, speed was a thing. You know, she did uppers. So of course, naturally, when she had dental work done, she fell into the opioid thing. That was way before the pill mills and the pandemic shit hit. Keep in mind, I'm not gonna apologize for my language, because this is me. This is how I talk. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, okay? Because this is me, this is her story and mine. And this is the only way that I know how to get it out. But she fell into that. And, you know, I had enough. When I realized, and I'd already had my daughter, and I said, you know what? No. You won't be around my daughter. You will not be around my daughter until you get yourself cleaned up. Period. You think my daughter is going to witness you slowly but surely killing yourself? What if you OD? What if my kid gets a hold of something? You're outside of your damn mind. Me and my mama, we spoke like that. We were rough around the edges. This is how I was taught. But she got clean. She was clean for the first time in her life. I could not wait to get her ME's report back. And I'll get back to that. I couldn't wait to get the ME's report back. Because I wanted to rub it in every single person's face. Oh, Teresa. My mother's name was Teresa. Teresa Marie Dement. I couldn't wait. I could not wait to rub it in people's face. You thought she fell off, didn't you? No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Let me tell you how I seen her every day. Our roles had reversed. And with that being said, instead of her doing, like, you know, the warehouse work and, you know, different things like that, she had lost her job. Because I asked her job. Boy, this is what makes me mad. This is when my emotion starts coming out. I asked a company called Canteen Vending for help for my mom to get off of opioids. You know what they did? They sacked her. They canned her. Why? Because Tennessee is a no-clause state. They can fire you without no reason. Petty is what they were. They had higher ups. They had more money than what they knew what to do with. And they didn't give a damn about some warehouse manager. They didn't care. They didn't care. They did not care that she finally bought her dream home with that job. I thought I was helping her. Y'all, I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I can't talk about certain parts of this without actually crying, man. Because I reached out for help. I told her work, hey, she got a problem. I need y'all's help. This woman is all I got. Yeah, I got a large family, but this woman is all I got. Help me help her. Y'all have this, oh, well, if you're an alcoholic or if you're addicted to this or that. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know what? Every HR that turns around and sacks an employee, when a family member turns around and asks them for help, especially when that employee, I mean, I will say, you know, this is getting off topic, but my mama was a hell of a worker. No joke. She run rings around people. But when I tell you I reached out for help from her job, I asked family for help 2 weeks before she unalived herself. Pride got the best of some of those family members. And she's a grown woman, April. She gonna do what she gonna do. She ain't gonna do nothing that damn dumb. Oh, really? Oh, really? I know what conversations I've had with this woman. The conversations that my mother had with me week before she died. April, you and your daughter would be better off without me. I've got these insurance policies. Oh, and by the way, they all canceled out. The only one that actually paid anything is when she had had that policy since the 90s. Thank God it was $12,000 and something, because nowadays that's a whole brand new car just to put somebody in the ground. Gonna charge me $1,500 to open a ground and $1,500 to close it. And I will, major props to the funeral home that unfortunately my family has used for over a century. Yes, for over a century. That funeral home, they stood behind us every time we buried one of ours. They didn't make me pay the $3,000 to open and close. But just to look at an itemized statement, a basic package, what I could get with a premium, that's all that would pay, was a premium, $12,600. To look at the basic package of a vault, a casket, the embalming itself was $900. To look at things down like this, itemized, and then they wanted to charge me to literally line cars up and go not even 75 feet to where she was being buried. Wanted to charge me another $1,000. I looked at him and I said, look, hey, I appreciate y'all helping me, but I looked at all my cousins, grab a plant, put it in your car. We're taking it up there our damn self. I asked for help for this woman. Nobody listened. Nobody listened. You know what? I'm gonna stop my part of this right now because I'm about 16 minutes into this video. And of course I'm gonna go deeper into her story. But if you got a brother, a cousin, sister, aunt, uncle, somewhere out here on the streets because they are a drug addict, don't look down on them. Lift a person up. Show them you love them, dude. Help them out. Have this conversation right here. Do you want this help? Let me know. Addiction and mental health go hand in hand, baby. You cannot fix a chemically imbalanced person when they're already trying to self-medicate. It ain't gonna happen. If you got somebody out there that's on them streets, wherever they are, look for them. Try to get a hold of them. Try to help them. Show them you love them. Show them you care. You know why? Because so many people out here say, what's the point? Ain't nobody gonna miss me? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And then that's when the shoulda, coulda, woulda is gonna come in. And it's gonna be too late. I tried to help her, man. I did everything in my power. She got clean. I was proud of her. Even though she chose not to be in this world anymore, I was proud of her. She didn't choose the coward's way. Let me tell you something. That's not the coward's way. She chose the hardest damn thing she would ever choose to do in her life. Because she thought she was going to help me and my little girl. She was tired of the struggle. I didn't know she was losing it. After she lost that job that I asked them to help her, that house went into foreclosure. Do you think a mortgage company said, oh, I'm so sorry, April. I'm so sorry. Let me help you keep your mom's house so you can keep those memories. Hell no. They said, we need your stuff out by this date, and then we're going to put a big old black key box on top of the doorknob. Y'all don't get it, man. October 9th, 2006. I lost my best friend. I lost my mother. I lost my teacher. My world had been turned upside down. And my little girl would never, ever, ever get to learn who she was. I could only keep her memory alive by teaching her things that my mom did, or my mom cooked, or what my mom said, or I'm gonna come back in with a second, possibly a third part of this. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I know I got into a rant, but this roller coaster is a journey like no other. If I can help someone else, help them save someone else, or if you're watching this video and you've had these thoughts, man, come on. You are worth way more. Way more. There's a reason you're here, dude. I appreciate y'all listening to me. But again, if you have any questions, this is all raw. I'm going back in for my lunch break. I'm gonna look like I just got through crying my eyeballs out. I don't care. It was for a good reason. Tell people you love them before it's too late. Make people listen to you when you say, this person needs help. Make them listen. Be the voice for them when they feel weak. Lift people up. Stop dogging the shit out of people. Lift people up. I'll see y'all in a little bit. I'll post another video tomorrow. Thanks, guys, again. Have a good rest of your day. And of course, always stay blessed.